Hello, my fellow Fall of the Samurai players. Today, I want to discuss with you this relatively simple build idea, which you can add to your playbook. And the reason I want to do that is because we have seen some incarnations of this build in on last tournaments. They were used by Killerfish, Murzik, and Prussian Prince. So it's useful to analyze something like that. Okay, the most important part of this core, first important part, is a really strong cavalry contingent. Usually it consists of 4 highly vetted hierarchy. Well, I have different upgrades, but the players on tournaments usually use something like this: 2 melee attack, 2 melee defense upgrades, and 2 clan upgrades in melee attack. So 4 units of Yari cavalry, and usually they take 1 unit of Shogun Guard cavalry to boost the morale of this cavalry contingent. And you don't have to upgrade it, you can take vanilla one if you don't have enough funds. The second important part is 3 or 2 150 range line infantry units. So this is the core. And you probably can already tell what the weakness of this core. It is how expensive it is. You put all your money into quality. You don't have quantity at all. So, and as usual with quality, this build needs a good understanding of how you use it and when you use it, and you have to use each unit for its maximum effectiveness, or you will lose. And how do we win with this build? Usually cavalry used to force enemy into relatively defensive position. Then you close up with your short but really strong lane, and win in one good timed attack when you advance your line in the middle just a little and run your cavalry through the middle like a waterfall. If the timing is right, your enemy will have no chance to react to that, because his units will be depleted or routed in seconds. But as you can guess, that requires a good feeling of the game and good understanding of when you can and when you cannot attack. So let's talk more about how you play against different compositions. Obviously, your problem will be artillery players, because all of your units are really expensive ones, and artillery will probably destroy you if you play wrong. I think we have to add some cheap units to this mix, and at the start you have to protect your expensive line by hiding it in the forest. I think that's the only way to go, and after that you will try to find some way to get to the enemy's artillery with your cav. So you will be that will be hard. So I have yet to see the games like that, but this will probably be hard to execute. How do you play against line-heavy compositions? Well, the idea is if your opponent spread his line through the whole map and make it thin, you just start with the flank and destroy him with your cavalry. Because simultaneous attack of 5 your cavalry units on one line infantry unit will destroy it. And then you start with the flank and go through the middle, one unit, another. So if you play it right, your opponent cannot have a thin line. He have to put his line infantry in waves. And if he does that, his lane becoming short. And that's at that point you can bring your own line infantry, which has quality advantage on a short against a short line, and you will probably win against the first line of your opponent, and then attack the second line with the cavalry. Playing against melee rush might be tricky, and I think melee rush with a lot of cheap units will win against composition like this, because you have to find a way to kite him really hard, because melee rush armies usually have strong cavalry as well, so you use your cavalry to pin down his cavalry and try to kite his melee with your line. So what else? Obviously you should always look out for the flanks with composition like this, because your line is really short and your enemy will always have more units than you are, which will give him opportunity to flank you. So you have to play good with your cavalry and don't let him do that. Now, how we make this composition stronger? As you can see, we have some funds left. Personally, I usually throw away Shogun Guard Calf and take, for example, Imperial Guard Calf. It still gives you a good moral boost, but it is better in cavalry fights, because you stop enemy's charge with Yariki, and then Imperial Guard Cavalry just destroy enemy's cavalry from the back. What else? To make your cavalry more mobile and independent, you have to somehow protect your line from enemy's cavalry charges. And I liked Killerfish approach with Yarikachi. He had 2 Yarikachi. But when you do this, I think, well, that's what I would do, is to get rid of 150 range Blackbeards, for example, and take 2 Whitebeards, for example, because with a core like this, you need some mid shield, because the problem is, if your enemy have a line with 150 range, and it's he usually have he can have 2 or 3, it's not biggie, you need to give him some mid shield to shoot at first, so you can have a first volley on his 150 range units. So personally, I will go with something like that. Well, I have to tweak my hierarchy veterans, but I'm going to try this composition, and I think you should add it to your playbook and play with it a little, because it will add to your understanding of the game. If you learn to win with this composition, you have already become better. And if we see more players play with this core, obviously more players will find counter plays to that, which is also good. So play more, play better. Thanks you for watching.